All right, we're back here on the GSMC Baseball Podcast, bringing you our second segment. Before we do that, I would like to ask you again to please like and follow the show. Leave a comment if you can. Say what's up. Talk to me in chat as well. Tell us that you're loving the content. GSMCpodcast.net if you do want to donate. Helps me, helps everyone here, helps a lot. Get your question read on the air definitely as well. So thank you so much for that. It is always appreciated. And let's get back into our second segment here today, which is going to be about AL spring training games, what happened with those over the weekend and yesterday as well, because I was not recording. So just talking about the games in the AL for spring training. For interleague games, I will be talking about those as if they are AL, just for quick if you are confused about that. So let's get straight into it. The first game we've been talking about is Washington and Houston. The Astros beat the Nationals 9-4. Jose Altuve and Kyle Tucker both homered in the bottom of the first and made it 4-0 there quickly. So good job by the Astros dynamic to get off to a nice start. Juan Yepez hit an RBI single. Good start for him in the camp. Yainer Diaz had an RBI single. John Singleton RBI single. Yordan Alvarez hit a home run. Jeremy Pena tripled to score a run. After that, Riley Adams for the Nationals hit a home run. Good job for him. Kind of a light-hitting guy, so good for him. Andrew Pickney for the Nationals, hit an RBI single, and Pedro Leon singled for an RBI as well, getting the Astros the win 9-4. Good job by the Astros, getting their big guys swinging already. They've done really well to start camp, so good job for them. And going ahead for the season, it's a good job for their performing. Next, we have Pirates Tigers. To start off the game in the top of the first, Jake Lamb homer for the Pirates, his first one of the spring. So a nice job by the veteran to get it going. Gio Urshela hit an RBI single, as did Carson Kelly in the bottom of the first. So nice job by Urshela to start off his Pirates tenure. He's hoping for a good season there, bounce back, maybe get a big contract in the offseason. Top of the third here for the Pirates, Cannon Smith-Njigba, the best athlete in that family. He homered for his third homer of the spring, as well as did Henry Davis. So nice job by the Pirates young guys to show out and show what they're made of a little bit. Zach McKinstry hit an RBI single, and Keston Hiura homered for the Tigers. So 6-4 Tigers there. Good job by the Tigers. The young players performing, guys like Hiura and McKinstry are fighting for roster spots. So good for them. TJ Hopkins also hit an RBI single for them. Andrew Navigado homered, first one of the spring, and Abraham Gutierrez in the ninth homered for the Pirates to make it 8-5. Pirates, and that was what the score ended up being for the Pirates. So good job to them. All right, keep going here. For Toronto and Philadelphia, this is all Saturday, by the way. This is going to be a long segment, just telling you guys now. So, settle in. It could be a long show today. It's okay. For the Blue Jays and Phillies, a huge game, 13-5 for the Blue Jays. Ricky Tiedemann gave his spring debut. He was great. Blue Jays, Kevin Kiermaier hit an RBI single. Nick Castellanos homered. Vladimir Guerrero hit a 2 RBI single. George Springer again homered. Didn't mean again, sorry. I don't know why I said that. He only homered once. It's not... Okay, there we go. Sorry. Edmundo Sosa hit a grand slam for the Phillies. Sorry if the light's going in and out. Natural light isn't. It's going in and out right now, so I apologize for watching on stream. But, Edmundo Sosa hit a grand slam for the Phillies, making it 5-5. Eduardo Escobar hit his first double as a Blue Jay, making it 7-5 Toronto. Peyton Henry homered for the Blue Jays, making it 9-5. And Will Robertson in the ninth hit a grand slam, scoring 4, of course. That is a grand slam, making it 13-5, blowing out the Phillies. So, good job by the Phillies here. By the Blue Jays to blow out the Phillies. Nice job for them. And nice start. So, definitely a good job. We have Baltimore-Atlanta now. 10-3 Baltimore they won. keep going with that great spring they're having. Colby Mayo hit a double. Kyle Stowers singled. Ozzie Albies doubled for the Blue Jays. Travis d'Arnaud hit into a double play and then scored a run as well. Ramon Arias hit a RBI single. Colby Mayo homered. Atlanta then made it 6-3. Baltimore then hit an RBI double, 8-3. Then scored some other guys as well. Had 2 RBIs, making it 10-3. Baltimore overtaking Atlanta. So a good game by them, and a nice job. Next we have New York, Minnesota. Kind of a rivalry as they play in the playoffs a lot, but New York usually beats them. So a little bit, I guess. So 10-7 Twins. A lot of big scoring spring training games. Didn't really realize that. But yes, you had Austin Wells, who's going to slot in for the Yankees, starting catcher this season. He hit his second homer of the spring, making it 2-0. Byron Buxton hit his first homer of the spring, making it 2-1. He then tripled, made it 4-2 Minnesota. His teammate, of course his teammate. What's wrong with me? Sorry. Correa then hit 2 RBI singles in the second and the fourth, making it 6-2 Minnesota. New addition Carlos Santana made it 7-2 with a single. Then it became 8-2 from Maddox Halton on a sacrifice fly. Josh Van Meter hit homered for the Yankees. So did Christopher Familia, walked, and Everson Pereira singled for an RBI. And in the end, for the bottom of the 8th, Chris Williams with the Twins made it 10-7, and that was what the score ended up being. So a nice game by the Twins to have a nice win against the Yankees, and good job by them. We have Angels Guardians here, 5-4 Angels. Jake Marisnick hit an RBI single in the top of the second to make it 1-0. He then homered in the top of the fourth to make it 3-0. So continuing the nice spring for himself, fighting for a starting job in that depleted Angels lineup. Nolan Schanuel, he homered on a fly ball and made it 4-0 Angels. Ari Adrianza hit an RBI single, making it 5-0, looking like a blowout. But Cleveland started to get something going at the bottom of the 8th. Milan Toliento walked for an RBI. Cal Manzardo, my guy, he doubled, making it 5-2. Raniel Delgado had a sacrifice fly, making it 5-3. And Alex Ferry Planez, sorry, I have never seen this guy before. Wow, RBI, I don't know how to pronounce that name, I'm sorry. Alex, then F-R-I, I guess Alex Ferry, and then Planez. So he doubled, and I do apologize about that name. So it was 5-4 LA. Cleveland couldn't do anything else to get that. So I just had to settle with that, and didn't go from there. Next we have Arizona, Kansas City. Kansas City beat Arizona 6-5. Sorry. Salvador Perez homered. Vinny Pasquantino homered in the bottom of the first to make it 2-0. Tucker Barnhart hit a single. So did Alex Thomas, making it 3-2 Arizona. Freddie Fermin hit an RBI single, making it 4-3 Kansas City. Kevin Newman homered to make it 4-4, tie the game up. Bobby Witt Jr. then homered, and Freddie Fermin hit a double to make it 6-4 Kansas City. Albert Almora homered for the Diamondbacks, but that was no use as the Royals ended up winning that game 6-5 against the defending NL champions. So good job there. Next, we're going to be talking about. We're going to skip some of the AL games. Actually, we'll probably talk about it next segment. I didn't realize how long this actually takes. That is my fault. Wow. Okay. There's a lot of games, man. Sorry. Next we have Oakland, San Francisco. Now I'm just talking about here. San Francisco beat Oakland 5-1. I do apologize for the light. I don't know why this is happening. Usually the light in here is fine. If you're watching on stream, I do apologize. I don't know what is going on with that. It keeps moving around. That's New York for you, I guess, with the weather. Then we had Texas, LA. Again, not much there as well. 7-1 Dodgers. So good job for them. Mookie Betts as well, playing game at shortstop there. He had a nice game. So yeah, good job for him. Michael Grove got the win as well for them. So yeah, good job there. Cincinnati, Arizona. That's not for this one. Oops. Chicago and San Diego, 1-1. Again, I hate ties. Ties, in my opinion, are useless in spring training. I understand in spring training, but still, I don't understand them. So not fun in my opinion. You then had Seattle, Milwaukee. Seattle ended up beating Milwaukee 7-5. Luis Castillo pitched a nice game. Freddie Peralta not off to a great spring so far. 12.71 ERA. Not great for him. Milwaukee, Oakland was then next. Milwaukee played again. They lost again. J.P. Sears had a nice outing for Oakland, continuing his nice spring for them. Yeah, good job for the A's to win that game after losing to San Francisco. You had Boston, Tampa. Cutter Crawford got the win for Boston, shutting out Tampa Bay 4-0. Good job for Boston. Good job for Cutter Crawford to have a nice spring there. And, yeah, continuing with that. So that was a good job for him. Going on to Sunday now, there were 17 games. You had Detroit, New York. Obviously, the Mets, not the Yankees. You had Detroit. So Detroit ended up beating the Mets 3-2. Mark Vientos hit a nice home run in that game. Continuing stake for the Met DH spot. Shinichiro Fujinami came in and did not have a great outing for the Mets, which was unfortunate. He's had a nice spring so far, but just didn't put it all together there. So a nice win by the Tigers to defeat the Mets. You had Houston, Miami. Miami shut out the Astros 3-0. Ryan Weathers had a really good outing for Miami. So that's good for Miami, who is, losing some guys in the pitching staff, especially with the Sandy Alcantara injury. You want guys like him to fill in the spots, especially one with AJ Puck, who's going from a reliever to a starter in that rotation. So good job there. You also had another Tampa-Boston game. Boston ended up beating them in a nice game, 7-6. Uwasawa, who was the Rays signing over from Japan, didn't pitch well, but still figuring it out, so I wouldn't be too shocked. I wouldn't be too mad if I was you guys. Another tie here for the Orioles and Blue Jays. 6-6. You had Adley Rutschman, Colton Cowser, and James McCann all homering. For the Blue Jays, you had Ernie Clements and Ryan Serven. So a lot of home run power in that game, and nice for the rivals there. You had Nationals, Twins. Nationals ended up beating the Twins 7-3 with a nice game by Johan Adon, who is fighting for a spot in that Nationals pitching staff. You then had Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, the Battle of Pennsylvania, which we'll talk about next segment. Yankees, Braves. Yankees ended up winning that game 9-8 after Victor Gonzalez didn't have a bad outing, got the win for them. And nice win for the Yankees, beating a team like the Braves. Baltimore, Toronto, another game for them. Ended up winning 11-6 for the Orioles. Wow, great win for the Orioles, continuing their spring training domination. It's not a huge deal, but again, you always want to be good for these kind of games and these kind of expedition things. So, yeah, definitely always a positive. Since Cleveland, Cincinnati. Cincinnati ended up winning 6-3 after a nice outing by Nick Lodolo, who has an ERA of 0 for spring training. Xavier Curry wasn't great for the Guardians, but still has a nice future there, I'd say. Still one of the best names in baseball as well, so looking forward to watching him progress more in the future. You had Kansas City, Oakland, who, Oakland ended up winning that game 6-3. Solid outing by Paul Blackburn against the Royals, continuing his nice career for Oakland, trying to be a trade chip at the deadline, I'd say. You then had Chicago beating the reigning champion Texas Rangers. Drew Smyly hasn't had a nice camp so far, but got the win for them, which was pretty nice. You then had San Francisco, Chicago, White Sox. San Francisco ended up beating them 5-4, so a good win there. Angels, Padres, a battle of California in a way. You had the Angels winning that game 5-4. Carlos Estevez got his first save of the spring, which is a nice start for the Angels. Seattle ended up beating San Francisco 8-3. So another good win by Seattle. Keeping their spring training hopes high for the season, even though it hasn't been great. And that's it for the AL spring training games for over the weekend. Today we got a lot of games going on as well. Just specifically for the AL, Red Sox, Cardinals are in the bottom of the ninth. Red Sox hoping they can walk it off here. Men on first and third with 2 outs. We'll see if they do next segment. That game's going on right now. So is Houston Miami, which just ended. Actually, Houston ended up beating Miami 9-1. Those are the games over the weekend. Sorry, it was a little cluttered. I didn't realize that I would have that little of time, so I do apologize for that. Again, the lighting is strange. I'm gonna try to fix that over the break I'm gonna have. So, we're gonna go to our segment 3 now, though. After the end of segment 2, of course, which is going to be about the same thing I just talked about, but NL. So we're gonna be recapping some NL spring training games and what happened there. So, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you after that. So, thanks. Enjoy the break.